Namaste. Myself, JVM Dr. K.K. Chaudhary, Faculty of Education and Methodology, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women University, Jaipur. And today we will discuss about our next session, that is control of respiration, the regulation of respiration, topic of the course BSc B.Ed ZBC 4th semester. The subject is animal physiology and endocrinology. At rest, about 200 ml of the oxygen is used each minute by body cells. How much oxygen is used? 200 ml of the oxygen is used in each minute by body cells. During strenuous exercise, oxygen use typically increase 15 to 20 fold in normal healthy adults and as much as 30 fold in elite endurance trained athletes. So several mechanisms help match respiratory effort to metabolically demand. The size first is the respiratory center. Respiratory center. The size of the thorax is altered by the action of respiratory muscles which contract as a result of nerve impulses transmitted to them from center in the brain and relax in the absence of the nerve impulse. Understand? The size of the thorax altered, changed by the action of the respiratory muscles, which contract as a result of nerve impulse transmitted to them from center in the brain. It relax when there is no transmission of the nerve impulse. These nerve impulses are sent from cluster of neurons located in the medulla oblongata and pons of the brain. Okay. These nerve impulses are sent from the cluster of neurons located bilaterally into the medulla oblongata and pons of the brain stem. This widely dispersed group of neurons, collectively known as respiratory center, okay, can be divided into three areas on the basis of their function. First, the medullary rhythmicity area in the medulla oblongata, pneumotaxic area in the pons, and the apneustic area also into the pons. What is the medullary rhythmicity area? The function of the medullary rhythmicity area is to control the basic rhythm of the respiration. These are inspiratory and expiratory area within the medullary rhythmicity area, shows the relationship of the inspiratory and expiratory area during normal and quiet breathing and forceful breathing. During quiet breathing, inhalation lasts for about 2 seconds and exhalation lasts for about 3 seconds. Nerve impulses generated into the inspiratory area establish the basic rhythm of breathing. While the inspiratory area is active, it generates nerve impulse for about only 2 seconds. Understand? How much second? Only for the 2 seconds it generates the impulse. The impulse propagates to the external intercostal muscle, via intercostal nerves and the diaphragm. Okay, intercostal nerve and to the diaphragm via pharynx nerve. The neurons of the expiratory area, ठीक है, कि when the impulse reaches the diaphragm and external intercostal muscles, what happens? The muscles contract and inhalation occurs. Even when all the incoming nerves connections to the inspiratory area are cut or blocked, neurons in this area still rhythmically discharge impulses that cause inhalation. At the end of 2 seconds, the inspiratory area becomes inactive and the impulse ceases. With no impulse arriving, the diaphragm and external intercostal muscles relax for about 3 seconds, allowing passive elastic recoil of the lungs and thoracic wall. Then the cycle is repeated. The neurons of the expiratory area remain inactive during quiet breathing. However, during forceful breathing, nerve impulse from the inspiratory area are activate the expiratory area. कि वो activate the expiratory area, कि nerve impulse from the inspiratory area activate the expiratory area. So impulse from the expiratory area cause contraction of internal intercostal and abdominal muscles, which decrease the size of the thoracic cavity and cause forceful exhalation. Now pneumotaxic area. Although the medullary rhythmicity area controls the basic rhythm of respiration, other side in the brain stem have to coordinate the transition between inhalation and exhalation. It's at a coordination. One of these sites is pneumotaxic area, which coordinate in the upper pons, which transmit inhibitory impulse to the inspiratory area. The major effect of these nerves impulse is to help turn off the inspiratory area before the lungs becomes too full of air. In other words, impulse short the duration of inhalation. When pneumotaxic area is more active, breathing rate is more rapid. Okay. Then come on the third, apnoestic area. Apnoestic area, another part of the brain stem that coordinates the transition between inhalation and exhalation, is the apnoestic area in the lower pons. This area sends stimulatory impulse to the inspiratory area that activate it and prolong inhalation. The result in a long, deep inhalation. When pneumotaxic area is active, it overrides signals from the apnoestic area. So these are the 3 areas: medullary rhythmicity area, pneumotaxic area, and apnoestic areas are present into the brains, which control the regulation. Then how the regulation of the respiratory centers take place? How the regulation? Okay. The basic rhythm of respiration set and coordinated by inspiratory area can be modified in response to input from other brain regions, receptor in the peripheral nervous system, and other factors. First, cortical influence on the respiration. Because the cerebral cortex has a connection with the respiratory center, we can voluntarily alter our pattern of the breathing. We can even refuse to breathe at all for a short time. voluntary control is protective because it enables us to prevent water or irritating gases from entering the lungs. Ability to not breathe, however, is limited by building up of CO2 and hydrogen ions in the body. When partial pressure of CO2 and hydrogen ion concentration increase to a certain level, the inspiratory area is strongly stimulated. Nerve impulses are sent along the phrenic and intercostal nerves to inspiratory muscles, and breathing resumes, whether the person wants it or not. It is impossible for small children to kill themselves by voluntarily holding their breath, even though may have tried in order to get their way. If breath is held long enough to cause fainting, breathing resumes when consciousness is lost. Okay? Then, second is the chemoreceptor regulation. In chemoreceptor regulation, certain chemicals stimulate the respiration. The amount of the CO2 or carbon dioxide is stimulate the certain respiratory system, and we are forced to take the breath. We introduce sensory neurons that are responsive to chemicals called chemoreceptors. Chemoreceptors in two locations of the respiratory system monitor level of CO2, hydrogen ion and oxygen, and provide input to the respiratory system. Central chemoreceptors are located into the medulla oblongata in central nervous system. They respond to change in hydrogen ion concentration, a partial pressure of the CO2, or both in cerebrospinal fluid. Peripheral chemoreceptors are located into the aortic bodies. Cluster of chemoreceptors located into the wall of arches of aorta and in carotid body. These chemoreceptors are the part of the peripheral nervous system. The chemoreceptors are the part of peripheral nervous system and sensitive to change in partial pressure of oxygen, hydrogen and CO2 in the blood. Because CO2 is lipid soluble, it easily diffuses into the cell where in the presence of carbonic anhydrase enzyme, it combined with water and formed the carbonic acid. And the carbonic acid then easily break down into the hydrogen ion and bicarbonate ions. Thus, an increase in CO2 in the blood causes an increase in hydrogen ion inside the cell, and decrease in CO2 causes a decrease into the hydrogen ions. Normally, the partial pressure of CO2 in arterial blood is 40 mmHg. If even a slight increase in pCO2 occurs, a condition called hypercapnia or hypercarbia, the central chemoreceptors are stimulated and respond vigorously to the resulting increase in hydrogen ion. The peripheral chemoreceptors also are stimulated by both the high partial pressure of CO2 and rise in hydrogen. In addition, peripheral chemoreceptors also are stimulated by both high partial pressure of CO2 and hydrogen ions concentration. In addition, peripheral chemoreceptors are added respond to a deficiency of the oxygen ions. So these chemoreceptors participate in a negative feedback system that regulates the level of CO2 and oxygen and hydrogen ion in the blood. As a result, increase partial pressure of CO2, decrease pH, a decreased partial pressure of oxygen, input from the central and peripheral chemoreceptors causes the inspiratory area to become highly active and rate and depth of breathing increases. This is all about how the respiration is regulated by these three areas. Hope there are various questions have been arises. What are the three areas which regulate the respiratory system? What is medullary rhythmicity area? What is pneumotaxic area? What is the apneustic area? And what is the effect if CO2 concentration is increased? So these are questions asked into the various competitive exams. Hope you understand the topic and follow it. Thank you very much.